all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ekta and I'm back again with another video on Power Platform series. Today we are diving into a question that many Dynamics 365 professionals ask. Should I use classic out-of-box workflows or Power Automate Cloud Flows? We'll walk you through how to create an out-of-box workflow, compare it with Cloud Flows, and help you decide which tool fits your best scenario. So, whether you are working in a legacy environment or building modern apps, understanding the strengths and limitations of each approach is key to effective automation. So, what are out of box workflows? Let's start with the basics. Out of box workflows are built directly into Dynamics 365 CRM. They are triggered when a record is created, updated, or manually they can be initiated. These workflows are great for simple logic like updating fields, sending emails, or creating records. You can configure them inside the classic Solution Explorer, which is familiar to many Dynamics 365 users. But keep in mind, they are limited to Dataverse and don't support external connectors. Now let's dive into a demo. I'll show how on a create of a record, we can update certain fields. To create out-of-box workflow, I came into my CE instance. Now coming here, click this gear icon and go to advanced setting. From here, go to processes, click process and click new. Here, give the name of our process. Let's say update address on hospital record or update address on hospital creation. Under category, we'll select workflow and we want to run it on create of hospital. So I'll select hospital entity over here and click OK. So our workflow got created over here. Let's open it. Coming here, it gives us an option to select the scope first. So under scope, we have four options: user, business unit, parent-child business unit, and organization. So if a user wants to run it as a private workflow for its own use, then it's recommended to use user option as a scope. If workflow needs to be run only for the user who created and people who belongs to his business unit, then go for business unit option. And if the workflow needs to be created by all the users within BU and by the parent business unit users, then go for parent child business unit option. And if we want a workflow to run for all the users within that organization, then we should go with organization option. Generally, we go with organization. Now under start when we have 6 different options. So these are the trigger points for the workflows. So we have options to run workflow on create of a record, on a status change like from active to inactive or inactive to active, or when we assign a record to some other user or team. Then we have option to select a field. If we select record field change, then it gives us an option to select the different fields on change of which we want our workflow to be triggered. And then the last one is record is deleted. So for now, I'll keep it as record is created. Then under available to run, we have three different options. The first one is the recommended one where we want a workflow to run in the background. And if we want to run it on the real time, then we click this convert to real time workflow option. If we want to trigger the workflow manually, then we select as an on-demand process option. And if we want this workflow to run as a child process for some other workflow, then we select as a child process. So workflow can be created as a parent-child process as well. Another option is workflow job retention. It's recommended to check this box to automatically delete completed workflow jobs. So whenever a workflow runs, it stores the process sessions. So in order to save the space, it's recommended to delete those process sessions on timely manner. And for that, we have to check this checkbox. Now coming to step, I'll add the condition. Here I'll check the hospital name. Say when hospital name equals dignity health, save and close. Then update the record address. So under properties, here I'll set the city name, let's say Phoenix, address 502 McDowell Road, and in contact info I'll write +1 some random number, and save and close. And then we'll save our workflow and activate it. Without activation, it will not work for us. Our workflow is active now. Under administration, we can see the owner of the workflow. So for now, it's my name. It's recommended to set the owner as service account so that whenever a workflow runs, it ran by a service account user. Now let's test it out. Now under hospital, I'll create new record. Let's say dignity health, and I'll save it. To see the progress of the workflow, we can go and check the process session of the workflow. So coming back to process session, we can see it's running and it's in progress. Let's refresh. And now it's succeeded. If I'll open that, we'll see that the first condition is satisfied, that hospital name is Dignity Health. So it updated the hospital record. So coming back to hospital record, let's refresh this. Okay, here it is. So city got updated, address got updated, and contact info too. So that's all on the demo side. Now let's look at Power Automate Cloud Flows. So what are cloud flows? These are cloud native and part of the Power Platform. They support a wide range of triggers, Dataverse events, schedule times, button clicks, HTTP requests, and many more. Cloud flows also support advanced logic like conditions, loops, approvals, and error handling. Plus, they can connect to over 1,000 services like Outlook, Teams, and SharePoint. And here's the cool part. The designer is modern and visual with Copilot support for AI-assisted flow creation. To learn more about Cloudflow, please watch my previous video on Cloud Flows where I have explained how we can create and test them. Now let's compare them side by side to make things clearer. So out-of-box workflow runs on Dynamics 365 platform, whereas Cloudflow runs on Power Platform. Out-of-box workflow supports few basic triggers like create, update, and they can be triggered manually. Whereas Cloudflow triggers on create, update, delete, they can be scheduled and on an HTTP request call. Out-of-box workflow runs on a legacy UI, whereas Cloudflow has a modern and visual UI. Out-of-box workflows runs only on Dataverse, whereas in Cloudflow we can use thousands of services and connectors. Out-of-box workflow supports basic logic like create, update, sending an email, whereas Cloudflow can be used for advanced logic like conditions, loops, approvals. And the last one, Copilot supports Cloudflow, but it does not support out-of-box workflow. Now let's understand when to use what. Use out-of-box workflows when you are in a legacy environment. You need quick, simple logic within Dynamics. You don't need external integrations. And use Cloudflow when you want a scalable, future-proof automation. You need to connect across systems. You want advanced logic and Copilot support. And you are building new apps or modernizing existing ones. Align your choices with your specific needs to ensure efficient and effective automation. So that's a wrap on lesson number 7. Both tools have their place, but Power Automate is the future. If you found this video useful, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more Power Platform insights. I'll come again with another useful video on Power Platform series. Until then, thank you and goodbye.